many years ago, and it was, I want to be the kind of person who works out every single day.
Okay.
And I just kept writing that in my journal, and I kept putting that on my vision board and all those things.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Today's guest is the Trey Humphreys, a best-selling author, global speaker, and the go-to branding strategist behind some of the world's most impactful personal brands, including mine. He's worked with Fortune 500 companies, coached top entrepreneurs, and helped build brands that scale and stick. But today, we're not just talking about business. We're digging into how Trey protects his time, energy, and fitness while leading at a high level. From morning routines to mindset shifts, this episode is packed with insights for anyone chasing big goals and a healthy life. Let's get into it. Here is Mr. Trey Humphreys.
Well, hello, Brian. Do you want to know the secret?
I want to know the secret.
The secret is just one word, and we can probably just end this podcast when I tell you this secret.
Love it.
Because it is the answer to everything, and it's bananas.
Bananas. It is bananas.
The banana is the greatest piece of food ever created. I love bananas, as you know.
I do know. I mean, you wrote an entire book about love is bananas.
I did write a book about love is bananas. Love is bananas. I think life is bananas. Many things are bananas, but I do love to eat bananas. So.
And I recently learned that bananas are the number one thing sold at Walmart.
Yes, they are. Number one thing sold at Walmart, which is the number one retail store in the world. Thus, it's the number one thing sold in the world, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. And it's not just like a 1 year thing. It is like it is consistently number one.
Perfect.
So besides bananas, even with your busy and immensely successful life, what do you do to prioritize your health?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Brian. I have this immense fear, two things. One, of getting really fat.
Okay.
And that's maybe like a ego thing.
Yeah.
And the two is being old and disabled. I really, which most people probably don't think about that. And it's hard to sell longevity, but I really don't want to be old and like broken down, because I just think that would be terrible. So I've always tried to keep fitness specifically as a goal.
Okay.
And I'm a terrible goal setter, to be completely honest.
Really?
I'm a terrible goal setter, just terrible. And I've found that a lot of people that get a lot of things done don't set goals. They just they just do it. Right?
They just go do stuff. Yeah.
It's just a whole thing. But I did set a goal many years ago, and it was, I want to be the kind of person who works out every single day.
Okay.
And I just kept writing that in my journal, and I kept putting that on my vision board and all those things.
Yep.
And it started with a couple of days a day, and now I'm at like 5 to 6 pretty consistently exercise. But my whole goal is like, I just want to be the kind of person that exercises every single day. And it's just like, I don't even think about it, because that's who I am. That's sure. Yeah. That's always been my goal.
Yeah. Anytime you don't think about it, because that's who you are, right? That's what that's the space we want to be. What are you defining as exercise?
Yeah. So 30 minutes to an hour of what I call exercise. And what I've learned, I was in one of my personal masterminds a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And one of the guys in my mastermind, he's basically like a fitness influencer like you, just ripped and jacked. And we were actually...
no one has described me as ripped and jacked.
Yeah,
but
this dude is like, he's a really good looking dude. He's super cool. But to make the point, we were in Puerto Rico one time in the mastermind. There was 5 of us, and we go out to dinner, and we're sitting in this little restaurant, and he's there, of course. And the waiter comes up and he goes, sir, and he's talking to my buddy. He goes, I hope this doesn't offend you, but you look like Thor. And the rest of us are like, oh, God. And offend you that you look like the greatest man ever created. But anyway, he's in my mastermind, and I was asking, he's been in fitness and training and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, can you write me like a workout like thing so I can do it at the gym? And I'll never forget, he goes, no, I won't. I was like, what? He's like, here's the deal, dude. Get in group fitness. Like, you're not going to, you don't have the discipline to effectively do a good workout yourself. Just get in group fitness. There's plenty of options, from CrossFit to those other ones. That's the best thing for you. And I was like, oh, okay. So my whole thing is I do a group fitness, and I try to go every morning at Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And start my day. Yeah.
What time
that was
do
a
you
big
go to
unlock.
Do you go to the 5 a.m. class, the 6 a.m. class?
Whatever the earliest one is,
Whatever
5
the
or
earliest one.
5:30.
So do you roll? Is it a like your clothes are by the bed, you just roll out of bed and throw them on, or is there more to your morning routine?
You would think, and I have done that, and it's so much easier when you wake up and it's all right there.
Yeah.
And I just think when I do that, I'm like, man, that's so much better. But no, I wake up, and so I just moved down to Florida, and I like I joined a new gym here in Florida,
Yep.
and their class starts at 5:30. My class where I came from started at 5, so I'm used to getting up like at 4:50.
Yep.
So now I get up at 5, and so I'll walk the dog, and then I go to the gym. But yeah, I don't like waking up early, Brian. I don't like waking up early.
How are we defining early?
5 o'clock is early.
5 o'clock is early? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not one of these tech bro influencers is like wake up at 3, meditate in an ice bath for 12 hours while injecting protein shakes or whatever. But 5 o'clock. But what's interesting is this is super. So today I did not get to the gym this morning. Okay. So I went Monday and Tuesday like usual. And I actually work out because of, I said for longevity in the beginning, but really it's my mental health. I've dealt with depression and some other things over the years, and I am different when I come off of a workout class. All that you people say, it does change.
Yep,
it does change my brain for the day. It really does. And so I do it for that, and try to get it in the morning so I don't dread it all day long for the afternoon class.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Now, when you get home, what does your after workout routine look like?
That when I get back, this is my favorite thing in the world. And so I'll get back at 6:30 or whatever it is. I'll drink some water, and then I have this essentially an hour where I'll get a iced coffee, black.
Okay.
I get my journal, and usually I'll have a book, and I have a little chair outside, and I just sit there and do whatever I want for an hour with no rules. I heard Jeff Bezos from Amazon once call it his piddle time.
Okay.
And he might look at the newspaper, he might write a little bit, he might drink his coffee, but most of the time I'm thinking and I'm writing in my journal, ideas, thoughts, reading, some stuff I wrote in my journal yesterday, goals that I'll never achieve. Then what am I going to do today? What do I want to do next week? Where do I want to travel in the future? What's kind of house do I want to move into next? So it's like, that just fills me up. But I have that basically 1 hour time, and I'm coming off an exercise. So my endorphins are pretty excited. Yeah, I'm drinking coffee, the strongest. So I get this blast of dopamine, and I'm writing affirmations like I always win and I'm going to crush it and da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I mean, it juices me up.
That's awesome.
It's my favorite.
And you enjoy that hour. Is that your favorite hour of the day?
Favorite hour of the day. And I to the point where, like, if I'm traveling or whatever, I always do it. Or if I got to be somewhere at 6 a.m., I'll wake up before just to get that hour in, which is super weird. But it's just, and I don't think everybody should journal. Oh, I do think everybody should journal, but I don't, journaling is not like, this is what I did today, or this is what I did yesterday. That's not how I do it. Mine is just, I do all kind of different things in my journal. Just for fun for me.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to hear you talk about how, you wake up, you roll out of bed, you go do this hard-ish workout, and then basically you're rewarding yourself with your favorite hour of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And so today I missed class, so I got out of bed a little bit late, and I was kind of in a funk all through that power hour, or whatever you call it. Into starting the day, I was just at a lower mood, a lower level. I was like, oh man, I got to get back in these classes.
Yeah. Now, is there something, because when you hit the lull, one day turns into 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Is there anything that in your life that you have standard or structured to help stay motivated?
Straight cocaine, just every day. I just
that actually can solve a lot of problems. It does cause a few problems.
Listen, if you're depressed, there's a little white powder in 20 seconds. No. I heard Tony Robbins one time say, he goes, I don't know if he said, I think he's changed how he approaches this now. He's like, I don't really believe people are depressed. I don't think depression is a thing.
Okay.
I was like, well, this will be interesting. And he goes, if you're depressed at the top of the stairs and I kick you down the stairs, when you get to the bottom, you're not going to be depressed anymore. You're going to be angry. You're going to be on fire. You're going to be like, but you're not going to be depressed.
Okay. Well, that is certainly a perspective. That is certainly a perspective.
No, but in all honesty, what I do, because I do get in those funks, and my mood has really been my biggest struggle. Because I can get in some moods and it's probably depression of some kind. I really haven't had it, but it'll put me down, and it's so hard to like get up and get motivated and to do anything when I'm in those moods. So most of the time I will write. I'll pull out the journal. I'll pull over on the side of the road. I'll start writing. And this is how I'm feeling. This is, and I'll just, as the pen goes, usually that'll create a little bit of release and kind of let it pass through me a bit so that I can at least get into some kind of action, like wipe down the counter.
Yeah.
Walk to the other side of the room, literally go to the mailbox.
Okay.
And, so yeah, that's kind of what I do.
Gotcha. Now you travel a lot, don't you? I mean, you were just telling, So, when you travel, what does your workout schedule look like? Do you find group classes? Do you try to hit the hotel gym? Do you try to go on a walk or jog outside? What does that look like?
Yeah. So I don't go to the group classes because I'm terrified and have social anxiety. Although I have a great story. So I just joined this CrossFit gym that I told you about.
Yep.
And I'm not a CrossFitter, but it's like one of the only.
Wait, what do you mean you're not a CrossFitter? You've been doing
now
CrossFit
I am a CrossFitter. But the past gyms were kind of a hybrid. They weren't straight CrossFit. Straight CrossFit is, this kind of gym, which is everybody's in a competition. All the young guys are jacked up with their shirts off. All that, like straight CrossFit, like the WODs and all that stuff. So
you and I need to have a conversation after this.
It's straight like, and listen, to be honest, I mean, they do a pretty good job. It's changed. I did CrossFit way back in the day. It's pretty dangerous. But you don't want to do power clean, snatch, overhead squat for time. Like you just don't want to like blast through a billion of those. And here's the other thing that I've struggled with, and you do a good job in your gym to overcome or not have this issue. But in a lot of these CrossFit gyms, those of us coming in, we see the other people, and we don't want to look like idiots or losers, so we overweight. We go a little too much, and that causes problems with those big lifts.
That's exactly right.
I'm in there, and I go into the corner by myself because I don't know anybody yet, and I'm kind of dork. So I go in the corner, and this dude comes behind me, and I hadn't seen him in the class before. I've been for a week, and he's super quiet, but he's kind of a jacked dude. So we get into the thing, and I'm like, dang, he's crushing it. Like, he's crushing it. And he takes his shirt off, and I'm like, oh, my God, he's right out of the movies. This guy's, like, ripped. And he's a nice guy. Didn't say anything, and he left. And I was talking to some of the guys after the class, and they said, that guy behind you was crushing it. I was like, yeah, he's making me feel like an idiot. And they're like, he's so-and-so. He's top 50 in the world. He's just traveling through.
Oh, okay.
And he's, like, super famous or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that makes me feel a little better. Like here I'm thinking, but he's one of the best guys. So that was a good story. But what was the question before this? We were going somewhere.
So when you're traveling,
yes.
I asked if you went to group classes. Your answer was no, because you also struggle with social anxiety. Which no. I'm proud of you for moving to a new place and finding a new gym and going in there, because I know that can be a big deal for if we're suffering from that.
Yeah, and for all of you out there that own gyms, anybody watching this, it's very important to make people feel welcome and as comfortable as possible at new gyms. And Brian, you and I have talked about this, and I think you do this at your gym. And the CrossFit I went to a long time ago, at the beginning of every class, we go around and say our names every time. And that was super helpful for me to learn people, because I'm not just walk up and ask people's name every time.
Exactly.
The place I'm at now doesn't do any of that.
Yeah.
And so it's super hard for me to integrate into this group of people and to like make friends, etc. So if you're out there, but anyway,
we do a question of the day. And so
super smart.
And the coach's job is to call on every person. So I don't actually care. Like today's question or yesterday's was pancakes or waffles. And so I don't care if you prefer pancakes or waffles. What I care about as a coach is that I say, hey, Trey, do you prefer pancakes or waffles? Hey, Matt. Hey, Celesta. Hey, Lucy. Right. So that everyone else can hear other people's names, because you end up in that awkward. I've been going to church my whole life, and in church, the worst situation is the person who's been sitting on the same row as you for 3 years, and you still don't know their name. You know them too long to ask them their name, but you still don't know it. Right? That's the worst social situation in my life.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. And that what you're doing is amazing and genius for people like me. So keep doing that. But yeah, traveling, I usually when I travel, and I love to doing international traveling and backpacking around.
Okay, yep.
But I'll use the hotel gym mainly, but also I like to run. So wherever I go, I can run around the city or run around, and it's a good way to like see the whole place. Yep. So that's my favorite thing to do when I'm traveling, is to get a good run in or hit the hotel gym.
Awesome. What about nutrition, especially when you're traveling?
Bananas. I thought we covered this, Brian. It's all bananas.
The nutrition question, the answer is bananas.
To be honest, my big struggle is with nutrition, right? I get on a kick where I'm eating pretty well, and I fall off it, and I get on and I fall off it. And there's so much noise out there as to what's the best way to quote unquote eat, right? That it gets overwhelming. But I
just had a conversation with a client this morning about, hey, I heard on TikTok that I'm not supposed to eat bananas.
I
was like,
100%.
No, stop.
100%.
Not only that, but I have a friend named Trey who wants you to eat bananas.
It's like we hear all of this stuff. So to your point and to what you're hearing, it's like don't eat bananas and mangoes because they're high in sugar. Okay. So they're high. So don't eat this, don't eat that, go carnivore, then go vegan, then
that would be quite the switch, by the way.
But similar to what I talked about, my goal is to work out every day.
Yeah,
to be the kind of person who works out every day. My goal is to be the kind of person who eats healthy every day, and healthy to me is essentially more whole foods and not no processed food. Like if I can just get there, I'm doing pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So
cool.
That's kind of what I try to do. And you'll appreciate this, Brian, because you're a weirdo just like me. Every year I try to eliminate one thing for 365 days just for fun, right?
Just for fun. I love it.
Just for fun. Last year it was potatoes.
Okay.
So I was like, if I don't eat potatoes for a year, I won't eat potato chips, and I won't eat French fries. I won't eat many of the other dumb things that are made out of potatoes. I'm sure I won't baked potatoes. All right. So I went a whole year and I still don't eat potatoes. So I haven't had fries. 1 year I did pizza. That was extremely hard. And 1 year I did sodas, like sodas and stuff. Yep. And so I don't drink sodas anymore. Okay. So I do this little one. I could just see if I can do it with I'll come back to it if I want.
Yeah, sure.
Can I do it for a year? Sometimes it sticks. Sometimes that's cool, but I'm going to go back and eat pizza.
Okay. What is your favorite type of pizza?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Pepperoni and jalapeno, which I pronounce jalapeno.
Why do you take a perfectly good pizza and ruin it
with jalapenos? Best. It's the best. This is a true story. When I was in college, I was in the fraternity house, right? And I don't know if you were in a fraternity or not, but the food in the fraternity house is garbage.
Yeah.
Just pure, straight garbage.
Yep.
So I started adding Louisiana hot sauce to everything.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I was like, it makes everything taste like chicken wings.
Yeah, that is true. And
then I just got hooked on spicy hot sauce, and now I have to eat everything spicy, everything hot sauce.
Okay. There's at least a story, a reason. It's actually not. I think I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, let's switch over to business a little bit. You help with you help people develop their personal branding.
Mm-hmm.
What do you wish more entrepreneurs understood about personal branding?
Yeah, I think that I wish entrepreneurs understood that the market, customers, attention is the number one commodity in the world right now. Attention.
Okay.
I mean, you see it in the social media, businesses, etc. And so people are buying from people.
Yeah.
Period. Now, this is age old. We buy from who we trust. We buy from who we like. And you see it from a car salesman to like whoever. And so the whole goal as an entrepreneur is you got to build trust with the consumer, with the market, with your audience.
Yeah.
And creating a personal brand in our world that adds value to people's lives. In other words, I don't think of personal branding as a hot 26-year-old girl that has thousands of Instagram followers because she's pretty talking about being a life coach like that. I mean, maybe she's a great one, but I'm talking about Brian has worked in fitness for 20 years and here's everything he's learned and he's just going to give it to the world, right? Just please take this, take this, and maybe it'll help you be a little better if you're looking to overcome some of the problems this addresses. That's really what personal brand is. It really, in this world, in this digital world we live in, you have a digital brand, whether you like it or not. And so you either be intentional about designing how you appear digitally, or you let the world to decide how you appear digitally, and you don't want the world to decide how you appear because it'll be mixed messaging and you'll be lost in the noise.
Okay.
So
well,
personal brand is
kind of building
powerful.
on that. What is one question every entrepreneur should be asking themselves, but they probably are not asking themselves this question?
How do I tell my story?
Okay. How do I tell my story?
How do I tell my story? And I think the number one skill an entrepreneur must have is storytelling. Now, a lot of people say knowing numbers and accounting and all these other things. I think storytelling is the number one skill an entrepreneur has to have, whether you're trying to get investors to buy into your vision, which is something that's probably never been created. Whether it's people to give you money, whether it's people to buy your product, whether it's people to buy your book, whatever it is, you got to be a good storyteller because we all lean into the story and it builds trust. And that's how we connect with people, with the market, with our customers, with our audience. It's all through storytelling. 100%.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Trey. That was we ended that on a couple of truth bombs that I honestly wasn't anticipating.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to learn from you, my friend. Learn from you.
Well, thank you, Trey. Before we go, what kind of final advice? What advice would you give to entrepreneurs or anyone else who thinks that they don't have time to work out?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think, so I've had bars and restaurants and, businesses and all of this. And then working with entrepreneurs like you and others that are building great things. I've seen from being an entrepreneur what it's like, and I've seen sitting across from entrepreneurs and building their personal brands. I get to see what they're like.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And what I noticed the most for the most successful ones, and this is weird, is they have a very positive attitude. They just are very positive people to be around.
Yeah.
The most successful, the ones that are paying us a lot of money to get in and buy, they just have a really good attitude. And I think we have to it's just energy, right? We have to have energy. And it's like exercising and fitness and all that. It gives us the energy to go the extra minute. Go the extra 30 minutes. Like you're a father and you're a business owner. It's like, you got to have that energy because when the energy starts to dip, then the attitude starts to dip and the mood starts to dip. And then we're not at our best. And then we get into a negative state. So I think really keeping this thing as healthy as possible is the way to have that energy to succeed because it's hard.
Awesome.
It's hard. Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, Trey. Well, how can listeners best reach you?
They can just come over to my house. So here's my address. I want them to all.
Hey, I mean, you're living in I mean, when I was growing up in a little town called Wynn, Arkansas, I mean, that's what you did. Just showed up on people's houses. I mean, there was no
social
wedding.
Media.
There was no wedding invitation. I mean, who showed up to the wedding? People who were in town who heard about it. I mean,
Yeah. No, it's like, back in the day before social media, just come over to the house.
That's right.
No, but I'm on all the social media. Trey Goes Global. And,
Trey Goes Global.
Yeah. And then if you're interested in personal branding, brand builders group, you can go to my website, treyhumphreys.com or Trey Goes Global.
Okay.
We can help you out there.
TreyHumphreys.com. You got your name as a website. Yeah. When you're Brian White, you don't get your name. There are a billion of us already. And
Brian White 436982615.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, thank you, Trey. I sincerely appreciate you joining me.
Yes, sir.
I hope you have a great day.
See ya.